So, ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome back to our channel. Today, as usual, we are back into the streets and we are going to have a discussion with one of the Uber drivers in the city of Nairobi. And actually, his situation is very unique because he does these taxis that you see in town. I don't know whether you have walked along the streets of Nairobi city and you see some cars with a banner on top of them indicated taxi, and some of those cars are very, very old, and some people wonder how do those taxis work. So today we have one of the guys who operate those taxis, and he will give us the opportunities and challenges in that business and what he intends to do in his next move. Secondly, this is a very interesting guy because he has told me that he is also an insurance agent. So he works with one of the biggest insurance companies in Kenya. He will give us more details. And I think that is a very interesting topic because when you are in this business of transportation of people, let's say you have a taxi or a matatu or any other business, I think insurance becomes one of the central topics that you need to understand. And this guy is also looking forward to join the Uber industry as a taxi driver, given that now he has done the digital, the old or the classic taxi ways. Right now, he is looking forward to shift into the online taxi space, and he is going to tell us why he thinks that the digital taxi space has more opportunities than the classic taxi one. And then also, if you have questions, please put them in the description box about insurance so that he can answer all your questions. So I'm going to turn my camera so that I can start the conversation with our guest for today, and I hope you guys will enjoy. So let's go around. So here is our guest for today. He is a very cool gentleman, as you can see, very nice looking. I don't know him for so many months. I would say we have known each other for a very short time, a few weeks actually, but I can tell you he looks like a good man. So from today's discussion, you will get to learn from him a number of things, as I have mentioned. But before I go too far, I will let him introduce himself, and then we take it from there.
Yes, good evening for those who are watching in the evening. My name is Martin, and I'm an Uber guy or taxi driver here in the city of Nairobi, and I'm happy to be here.
All right, Martin.
Yes.
So you told me that you do this, how do you call them? The old taxiways.
Yes.
The cars that we see in town.
Old school.
With with a, how do you call it?
Taxi banner.
With a taxi banner here on top. So if it was like these ones I'm showing my guys here,
Yes,
there would be a taxi banner there on top.
definitely.
How do those taxis work? Briefly.
Okay, the difference between that and the Uber is that the Uber, you already you have a way you are connecting with your clients, but for the other old school, wewe unatoka kwa nyumba unaenda kwa stage, you go and park and you wait for someone to come and approach you. So that's the only difference. Kwa mtu wa Uber, already you na hiyo connection ya watu your clients who can book you for a trip, but for the old school, unatoka tu unaenda kwa stage, you go and park your car and then you wait for a client.
But I have a question.
Yes.
To be honest,
yes,
for the many times I have been in town,
yes,
I have never seen anyone being carried by those cars. I see them always being parked.
Yes.
Do they really do the business of taxi, or people do other businesses?
They do, but that business has really been overtaken by the Uber and the online taxi drivers because of the convenience that the clients get with the Uber and the online taxi drivers. Unajua sasa mtu kama uko kwa nyumba na maybe you are new, you don't know someone who can give you the service. Of course, it's much easier kuingia kwa app ya Uber ama ya Bolt ama which easy app nyingine kama Cab, and then you get a driver. But for the other one, kama hauna mtu unaweza ridai na yeye ama maybe mwenye uko na yeye hayuko karibu, of course hivyo ndivyo hiyo biashara imekuja kama imekuwa taken imekuwa na challenge. So you find it not very easy to get new clients, and that's the reason why I want to transition to the Uber business.
So for yourself,
yes,
for the few years you have been doing that,
yes,
how has it worked for you? You have said that it is a difficult business,
yes,
but I still believe that you have been making some small amount of money.
I made money.
So how do you get your clients?
Yes,
especially given that you are driving a very, very old car.
Yes.
And maybe you can mention the model and the year.
Yes.
How do you get clients when you have such a very, very old car that actually looks a bit unroadworthy?
Okay.
Yes.
So mimi nimekuwa nikiendesha NZD, Toyota NZD na engine size inakuwa 1500cc. And the way you get your clients ni of course most of it inakuwa mambo na referrals. Ukibeba mtu, you make sure that you give them good service and then you request for them to give referrals. So basically ni you grow gradually. Haikai kama mtu wa Uber. Mtu wa Uber unaweza ingia kwa job leo and then you have people streaming in, watu wanakuitia job, but mtu I mean mtu kwa hiyo space ya the old school when you ingia kwa job and then you hope that someone is going to approach you and then once you give them the service you request for them to give you referrals. That is if you are a good driver na ukuwapatia service poa. And of course for me I used to be a bit aggressive. Nilikuwa naingia kwa makampuni and introduce myself as a taxi guy and request for them to give me business. Na hivyo ndivyo nimegrow pole, but I feel you but the online taxi drivers you have an easy time and of course imechukua very good share of the old taxis. Yes.
And people say that the old taxis system is for the old guys.
Yes.
But when I look at you, unless you have done a lot of exercise, you look relatively young. So how did you find yourself in the old taxi system?
Yes, what happened initially, niliingia around 2014 nika drive for like 2 years. Nika drive for 2 years, then nikaacha nikarudi shule kidogo. So when I came back it was almost obvious ile job sababu nilikuwa napenda hii job ya taxi because of other things that I do, kama hivyo mention mambo ya agency ya insurance. I'm an insurance guy, so nikikuja the easiest way ilikuwa kuingia tu kwa the normal business ilikuwa na juu ya taxi. So that is how I found myself in the old school taxi.
All right.
Yes.
So now you are saying, before we talk about the insurance,
yes,
I think you told me that now you came to this channel
yes,
so that I can help you in this transition.
Yes.
And this is something that I do very proudly. I support people to connect with the partners. So when I meet good drivers like yourself,
yes,
I bring them on my channel,
yes,
and I help them to market themselves. And there are so many good partners out there who are looking for good drivers like yourself.
Yes.
So you have said that the old taxi way, you find it very difficult,
yes,
and not very, motivating for a young person like yourself.
Yes.
And now you want to get into the digital taxi system.
Yes, yes.
So how ready are you? Do you have all the documents?
Yes.
And what kind of partner are you looking for?
Yes.
So that they can listen to you. And if there is someone outside there, of course, we will share your contact so that they can reach out to you.
Yes.
And for sure, I know they will not regret. You are a good gentleman, I can tell.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So number one, naweza sema I'm an experienced driver. I have been in the roads for more than 13 years. And niko na hiyo experience. And of course, having worked with an insurance, I mean, not an insurance, but taxi business, of course, I'm very vast na tao, na I'm very good kwa barabara. So if you are looking for an experienced guy, I'm experienced. If you are looking for someone who can take care of your car, I'm a family man, of course. That tells you I'm a responsible person. So I'm ready to work. All my documents are ready. So it's if you are there and you are looking for someone who can take care of your car, na mtu atakuletea biashara, I'm very ready. Kama ni leo utanipatia gari, kesho nitakuwa job.
Yeah, so before we go too far, I always ask this question to understand drivers' expectations and whether they have done some bit of background research to know what they expect.
Yes.
So in your view, like how much money do you target to make for yourself per day, and how much money do you think a partner should ask from a driver, just from the rough figures you have in mind?
Okay. So for me, I've done research kidogo, na of course nimekuwa nikikufuata pia.
Thank you.
So having followed you and also having been in the business for some time, it depends on one, ni gari gani umepatiwa. So sababu of course they have a difference in terms of engine size. So kama ni gari iko na 650cc, of course depends, maybe kutoka hapo hivyo 1500 or so. Na kama maybe ni gari iko na kitu kama 1000cc or maybe 1300cc, naona watu wengi wakiitisha madrivers maybe kutoka 1000 or maybe 1300 maximum. Of course it depends on the owner. Of course kuna hiyo agreement, but of course I don't expect mtu mwenye atafinya sana, because we are also looking for for money.
Yes.
So kuna hiyo ka balance, balance. Tusikue maybe tumefinya mwenye gadi sana, but at the same time for the driver needs to take something home.
Yes.
But it's somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500 depending on the type of the car. Yes.
I think there you are very correct.
Yes.
And what is your target, for instance? How much money do you want to make for yourself as a take home, let's say, per month, for you to say that you are happy with that job?
Maybe I would rather say per day. At least now we can do the maths. Anywhere between Nairobi, anywhere between 2,000 and maybe 2,000 to 3K. That would be good money.
Yes.
Yes.
And if you don't make that money, will you become a critic of the industry?
No, I've been in this space na sija critic. There are challenges. Na mimi nasemaga, baada biashara, any business, whether it's Uber, whether it's salon umefungua, there are some people who are closing their salons, there are people who are closing their hotels, but there are people who are driving in the same industry. So sio kumaanisha sababu mtu amecomplain kuhusu Uber ni kumaanisha is not working.
Yes.
It depends na effort ya mtu. So mimi naweza sema hakuna industry mbaya. It depends on the person who is behind the wheel.
Yes.
So for me, siwezi sema ati industry ni mbaya. Of course, kuna hizo challenges, siwezi sema hakuna challenges ziko, but kujituma nao lazima watu wajitume.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think from what I'm hearing from you,
yes,
you have done some good research.
Yes.
And actually the numbers are not far from what you are mentioning.
Yes.
So if you join the industry, I think your target is easy to meet.
Yes.
I wouldn't say it is easy, but it is within reach.
Yes.
Otherwise, I know there are people who get in here saying that they want to make 5K, 6K per day. And when that does not happen, then they turn out to be, the bad boys. You give them your car, they are always angry, and they speak bad about the industry, and they don't take good care of the car. So I think that's a positive note for anyone who wants to give you their car, because it gives me, satisfaction that your goals will be met, and then those goals of the partner.
Yes.
And now, before we let you go, I just this question about insurance, because that will be a very, very important thing, especially for the person who will give you their car. Given that you are an insurance guy, I think we'll also do a separate video later, just to give people an idea of what is insurance for PSV cars, because a lot of people actually have no idea. But right now, what do you think will be the advantage of the person who will give you their car, given that you are an insurance person? Because I have seen it so many times that when taxi drivers driving partners' car are involved in an accident, the first thing they do is to run away. Even whether they were in the wrong or not in the wrong, they think that the way out of an accident scene is to run away. So like, what do you think that you being a driver of a partner will be a big advantage to them, given that you know about the sector, you do insurance sales, and maybe also you can mention the company for which you work part-time as an insurance agent, so that people can also drop their questions, and then maybe you can check comments and try to answer.
Okay.
Yes.
So thank you for bringing that. And yes, I work as an insurance guy. I work with the Britain Insurance. So part of what I do is apart from doing the sales, nafanyaga civic education. I have a YouTube channel, najitanga Watu wa Insurance. If you can check maybe in your free time, channel naitwa Watu wa Insurance. One of the things that I do is I educate people about insurance. And in fact, I have already done, I think, a video like 2 days ago ya kuonyesha watu what you're supposed to do wakati umepata accident. I don't know what a coincidence umeduzi hiyo swali. So what you're supposed to do ukipata accident, and especially in regards to mambo na insurance. So be sure that having been in this space, insurance, I already know what you're supposed to do in case umepata na any need kwa barabara kama ni accident or something of that sort. So I already know how to go about it. So, and of course nimewambia mimi am a family person. Nikipotea kwa kazi surely, I don't know, naweza kuwa very irresponsible person. So I don't want to, siwezi sema ati hakuna challenges, But for me, I'm one responsible. Number two, I know how to approach the insurance thing. In case of an accident, I know who to do. Yes.
All right. So Martin, as we
Yes.
come to the end of this video,
Yes.
and of course I will type down your phone number so
Yes.
that people can reach out to you.
Yes.
But maybe you can say it loud so
Yes.
that anyone who is interested
Yes.
to give you a business, they can call you. And then I'll ask you the last question from there.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you are there and you're looking for someone who can give you a vehicle you can trust, my name is Martin again, and my number is 0714 431 036. 0714 431 036.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And maybe the last question.
Yes.
In which area do you live? Because I see some partners
Yes.
would love people who live around where they live. But for me, it's not a non-issue. It depends on what they prefer.
Yes.
And then would you say that you have a good parking area so that at least you don't get one day the side mirror is gone and then you start issues with the partner?
Okay.
Yes.
That's a good question. So yes, naishi Juja, but I'm very flexible. Natafuta place karibu na Kamakis. In fact, saizi niko kwa hiyo process ya kutafuta nyumba. Kamakis at least ni karibia tao, but saizi naishi Juja. Yes.
And would you say that it's a safe environment?
Definitely.
Of course, you live there and you are safe.
Yes.
So nobody should be scared that when they give you their car, it could get some vandalism. You know, that is also a big issue.
Yes.
Sometimes you give someone your car and when you wake up in the morning, there are no tires, nothing is there, side mirrors, and then you start fighting with the partner.
Kama mtu wako na gari na unataka kuconfirm, unaweza kuja ukunywa kachai kwetu just to confirm that your car will be safe. Yes.
I think that is a very good point of confidence.
Yes.
Because a lot of drivers, some would not want actually you to visit where they live.
Okay.
So what you are saying is that if someone is giving you the car, they can also come to your place. They know your family, they have a cup of tea.
Yes.
And that's how people become partners.
Yes.
It's not like you are a boss who has never even visited your compound.
Yes.
In this case, if you want to develop that relationship of trust, what you have said is exactly what should happen.
Definitely.
Like people should welcome each other. You should have cup of teas. You should not be like a boss and a servant.
Definitely.
You are partners. Like you are helping him make money, and he is also helping you like make an income for yourself.
Benefit,
Exactly. Yes. So Martin, so what would you say is your final words as we complete and as I wish you all the best?
So thank you very much for giving me a chance to be in this channel. Najua ni watu wengi sana wangependa kuja hapa hivi, but it's not something that we take lightly. So thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. And if you are there and you really want to make money in this business, look for someone who is experienced, for someone who is disciplined, and that person is me. So lazima nijipigie kengele kidogo. So I'm looking forward to doing business with you and to having this conversation. So thank you very much. Make sure that you reach out to me. Yes.
Thank you very much and see you next time.
Thank you.